The stock market is going crazy. Bitcoin continues to test new highs. Bitcoin! And people are making a ton of money. So what exactly am I investing in? Well, I'm going to share what are some of the 4 biggest investments I have made here recently so that you might be able to make some money too. We're gonna find out what these 4 investments are right now. Let's go. What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to the channel Wealth Hacker Labs, the channel dedicated to teaching you new ways to grow wealth that is not taught to you in school or by your parents. I am your grateful host, Jeff Rose, and we're talking about investing without any blah, blah, blah. Let's go ahead and dive right into it. So the first thing that I have been buying more of is crypto. And you know, it's funny because if you look at some of my older videos back in the 2017 timeframe, I was kind of bashing crypto.
Oops, my bad.
But not because I thought it was a horrible investment, just because everybody that was buying it or promoting it, I could really tell they had no idea what they were doing, and it was completely a FOMO thing.
Call Venet, buy 50 million in swaps on the MBS.
So slowly but surely, I've been adding more cryptocurrency to my portfolio. I started off with a Coinbase account, then I added a BlockFi account, which I did talk about in a previous video if you want to learn more about these types of accounts. Now I just realized I said early February, but no, actually it was more like late February. So on February 24th, I transferred in $20,000 into my Coinbase account and bought Ethereum when the price per coin was about $1,663. So at the time of this recording, April 5th, Ethereum is trading at $2,100. So buying it at $1,600, it appreciates at $2,100. That is not a bad return, but that's not the only place that I've been adding more cryptocurrency to my portfolio. So the other account I've been adding more money to is my BlockFi account. Now with BlockFi, initially I opened that account with $25, and the only thing that I invested in was stablecoin. So I purchased USDC, which basically tracks the US dollar. It's meant to be one of the more safer ways to invest into cryptocurrency. And is it super safe now? I mean, there is still a lot of risk involved. Nonetheless, you know, we're not seeing a lot of price volatility like that we see with Bitcoin or Ethereum, and it was and currently still is paying an 8.6% interest on any balance that you have. So over the last few months, I've added more money just because I'm looking at how much I'm making in my savings account at my bank, which is paying me nothing. Like nothing. It's not paying anything. So I started to move more money into my BlockFi account. I think I transferred $25,000 and then another $25,000, where total I have put in about $75,000. But once again, the only thing that I was still buying was stablecoin, USDC, which for those that are really into cryptocurrency and Bitcoin and everything else, they would look at me and ask, what are you doing? What's your investment strategy? This is so boring.
Boring!
So one of the ways I tried to spice it up a little bit is that I learned, because I shared this on Twitter, and this is funny that I didn't know this with my BlockFi account, and I actually talked about this in another video, where you can buy USDC or any other stablecoin in your BlockFi account, but then the interest that you earn, you don't have to get paid in stablecoin or your USDC. You can actually earn interest or get paid interest on a different cryptocurrency. So for example, if you want to buy the stablecoin and make your 8.6% interest, in that interest payment, you can actually use that to purchase Bitcoin or Ethereum or several other cryptocurrencies that they offer in the BlockFi platform. So the first thing that I changed, instead of having all of my interest getting paid in more stablecoin, I had that paid in Ethereum, so that I was adding some more Ethereum to my portfolio. I think I did this around the same time that I purchased the Ethereum in my Coinbase account. And then mid to late March, Bitcoin started to trend downwards. I think Bitcoin hit a high somewhere above the 60,000 range. I think 66 maybe had been the all-time high. And then we saw it dip down into the mid 50s, so about 55,000. Even got lower, but I missed that buy-in. So I ended up transferring $10,000 of my USDC stablecoin in my BlockFi account, and I exchanged that for more Bitcoin. So own $10,000 more Bitcoin in my BlockFi account on top of all the Bitcoin that I own in my Coinbase account. So at the time of this recording, I have just over $300,000 in all my cryptocurrency right now, just between my Coinbase and BlockFi account. I'm really excited about Bitcoin. I'm really excited about Ethereum, looking at some other cryptocurrencies as well. So I will be adding more to my portfolio, and I'll definitely have more videos sharing about what I'm looking at, the investment strategy, and all that good stuff. Now, if you don't have any of these accounts, I'm actually gonna have a link in the description where you can open up a BlockFi account and you can get some free Bitcoin depending on how much that you transfer in. And for those that have never purchased any Bitcoin or any cryptocurrency whatsoever, take a look at BlockFi, because you can open an account, deposit your money, and then purchase some stablecoin, which basically is just tracking the US dollar. So yes, there is some risk, there is no FDIC insurance, but it's a nice little way to get an introduction into cryptocurrency, into BlockFi, start earning 8.6% on any money that you put in, and you also might get some free Bitcoin to boot. I mean, come on, let's do it. All right, the second way that I have been investing is actually a way that makes me a pretty awesome dad. Like, I might be the coolest dad ever. Can I get some applause? So why am I the coolest or the best dad ever? Even though, you know, I am wearing a Jordan NBA All-Star throwback t-shirt. I mean, come on, that's gotta give me some props, right? No, so here is why. So each of my kids has a Roth IRA. It's actually a custodial Roth IRA. And the way that we've been able to do this is that each of them is on our business's payroll. So they help out with various tasks like cleaning, filing, shredding paper, helping clean dad's office. And even my oldest son has been behind the camera on several of my videos. I want to give a shout out to my oldest son, Parker, for being an amazing camera guy. I mean, he's done some amazing work. So in each of their accounts, I've been buying individual stocks, which right now Tesla is by far the largest holding that each of them have. Now it's funny because a couple of years ago, my oldest son, I did an investing challenge between him and my middle son. They're 13 and 11 now, and we opened up a stockpile account. I gave them each $1,000, had them choose which stocks. I think we split it among 4 different companies, and my oldest son, and I don't know if this is because I just talked about it all the time, but he actually picked Tesla as one of his core holdings. My other son, he had some good picks too, but man, my oldest son, his $1,000 is currently, I think, more than quadrupled. I mean, it's like over $4,000 now. So yeah, he's good behind the camera. He's also good at stock picking, and he and his siblings also have Tesla stocks. So that is the other thing that I've been investing my money in. All right, the third thing that I invested in, and this one is really fun for me because, you know, being in the financial space, also being in the online space, this is something that I would have assumed, and probably a lot of other people would have assumed, that I would have already done. So what happened is I became an angel investor for the first time. And for those that aren't familiar, an angel investor basically is somebody that is investing into a startup. So this is investing into a company like Uber or Spotify before they are Uber or Spotify. With it being an angel investor, there is a ton of risk. There's a lot of upside, but you can basically lose everything that you put into it. And because of this, I decided I didn't want to put like a ton of money. I wanted to put like some money into it. So angel investor, startup company, invested $25,000. At the time, I think I talked to the guy, the founder, the guy that came up with the idea. The name of the company was Guided Metrics. They have since rebranded to Fortunately.io. I think their VCs are the ones that had some input on just kind of the rebrand, which I really, really love. And just getting a chance to talk to the founder, the owner, his name is Seth, and we got connected through another buddy of mine who was in a mastermind group together for a number of years. And I mean, this is just an example of like being connected or just connecting with others, because you never know who you're gonna know and who you're gonna meet. So with all this, I put $25,000 in, and the chances are is that this I might lose every single penny. This $25,000 could turn into $100,000, can turn into $1 million like 10 years from now. But that wasn't really the only reason why I invested into it. I was really excited because, you know, living in the Nashville area, we don't have a lot of, I mean, there are startups, but not like you see like in the Silicon Valley type startups. And in the event that I ever want to have some sort of startup or, partner with somebody, I wanted to learn the process. What does it look like to have an idea, approach investors, raise capital, and then take an idea and then turn it into potentially a full-fledged business, especially when you have backers and just getting funding. So the whole process is really fascinating to me. So for me, yes, this was an awesome investment because I could, 10x my investment. Like, that's great. But the other part was I get to learn along the way. I get to be involved. And also, you have to imagine, here I am making a new connection with the CEO founder of Fortunately.io. Well, guess what? He is now connected with venture capitalists and other investors that are in the Silicon Valley area. So now I have made even more connections just by making a connection with him. So stay tuned, because I'm actually going to interview him for my podcast. I may have some clips here on the YouTube channel if you guys are interested to learn what is it like to have a startup. What are the risks? What are the dangers? What are the excitements? Like, what are some things that you don't even know about? And if you are interested, let me know in the comments below. Be sure to like, subscribe, all that good stuff too, because this is fascinating. You talk about people that make a ton of money, angel investing. If you if you pick a few good ones, you can crush it. You can also lose your butt too. So I'm excited to share more about that later on. All right, so number 4 is, I guess I say the best for last. Like, this is the one, I'm excited about all the different investment opportunities I talked about earlier, but this is the one that just bringing back like my childhood, combining it to like a modern day, and also tying in my kids as well. So number 4 is sports cards. And now as a kid, I called these things baseball cards, but now obviously you got baseball, basketball, football. So sports cards is what they are referred to. And I do remember like Gary Vaynerchuk, who I've followed for years. He was talking about this. I don't know if it was like at the beginning of the pandemic or the middle of the pandemic, but he was talking about how sports cards is basically where he's suggesting to start investing your money. I didn't really fully listen to all of that. And if you hear anything in the background, if you got my puppies right now, who are on my son's bed, having some fun. So yeah, hey puppies. Hi puppies, how are you doing, puppies? Hi. Should we invest into puppies? Should we invest into puppies? What do you think? So the last few, probably like the last few months, my 2 older boys, even my youngest son, have gotten into sports cards, and I'm seeing them trade like with their friends. Hey, can you see that I'm doing a video here? Can you see that? Can you see that, Red? This is Red and Izzy, by the way. I don't know if I've introduced them before. They like to have a lot of fun. They're sisters. So I'm seeing them trading cards. I'm seeing my oldest son, like, he's building up a nice little collection. But what really, really like just blew me away is that a couple years ago, I bought him this card. This is a LeBron James rookie card. It's graded, has a 9.5 grade through Beckett. At the time I bought this, I didn't know anything about grading for the most part. I guess I should have bought a 10 because that would be worth a lot more. But at the time, I think I paid about $360 for this card. And that was a lot of money, a lot of money for a card. At that time, I had never spent that amount of money on a card whenever I was collecting. But I thought, you know what? He's a huge LeBron James fan. It's going to be an awesome Christmas gift, which he loved. So fast forward to present day, like cards have just exploded again. Some of it due to the pandemic, some of it due just the timing of things. The distribution has changed a lot. Like, you cannot go to a Target or a Walmart and find sports cards like you could just not too long ago. But that same card, I just saw it go for on eBay for an auction, and it sold for over $4,000. A card that just 2 years ago I paid $360 sold for over $4,000. And that's not just because it's LeBron James. We're seeing this with Steph Curry rookies, Jordan rookies. There are so many cards that have gone up in value. So that being said, I have begun investing into sports cards, and it is really, it can get really crazy for sure. There are so many different types of cards. You can lose a lot of money, but right now I've focused, so for the most part, on Michael Jordan cards, Kobe Bryant cards. I bought a few Luka cards. Some of the cards I used to have when I was a kid, or cards that I really wanted when I was a kid, but I just couldn't afford it. And I'm actually going to share in another video exactly all the different cards that I've bought here recently. Right now, I think I've invested just over $6,000, and I'm going to share exactly everything that I bought so that you can see what I'm buying, why I'm buying it, where I bought it from, and then also what I'm looking at. So if this is of interest to you, once again, be sure to like, subscribe, because I got more videos coming. Because it's sports cards. I mean, it's crazy, right? It's crazy. Piece of cardboard can sell for, I mean, that's one card, $4,000. I've seen cards selling for tens of thousands, 20s of thousands. I mean, a Jordan rookie right now, if it is graded over a 9, is going to sell for 25, 30,000, maybe even more. A PSA 10, which is like a mint condition card, I think is sold anywhere from 150 on up. And that's not $150, that's $150,000. All right, y'all, that just is some of the craziness going on here at the Wealth Hacker channel. As usual, I'm investing into a diversified portfolio, but the best part that I love personally is that these are things that I love, you know, things that fascinate me, things that interest me. And if I can learn and make money in the process and also enjoy spending quality time with my kids, like, I mean, come on, like that is a win-win. I mean, that is like a quadruple, quintuple win. All right, y'all, this is Jeff Rose reminding you that it's your money, it's your life, and only you can make it awesome. Until next time, peace.